State.
Stop bringing up UConn. I know you low-key love
Well,
Tampa Bay beats you. Just did for the third time, 21-16. Connecting with Julio Jones, Chris Godwin on scoring passes. Leonard Fournette ran one, and the Bucs 5-5 improved to 500 and snapped Seattle's 4-game winning streak. What a crowd! As Tom became the first player ever to play and win in 4 countries outside of the U.S. A historic moment. Looks so fun out there. Tom, how you feeling?
That was one of the great experiences I've ever had. The best part is winning the game and feeling like we made some improvements, and we have a bye week now, so we can take a little bit of time to refresh and get ready to, make a big push and figure out kind of some of the things we haven't done well the first 10 weeks of the year and see how we can get better.
It's looking good. It's looking better, like the old Tom's back. Yeah. Dan, tell me this. I mean, we saw Packers resurgence. We're giving them a shot. Now, do you believe the Bucs can make some noise in the NFC South now?
In the NFC South, yes.
No, I don't want the NFC South. In the NFC.
No,
in the NFC
I still don't.
Forget the division.
But honestly, the stuff that I said about Green Bay is literally lateral to the stuff that I would say about Tampa Bay. My concern about Tampa Bay is this. So yesterday we saw a team that ran the football a little bit better, but mainly was play action. And straight up, Tom Brady is still a top 5 quarterback in the league when they use play action from underneath the center. He's a very average to below average quarterback when they play in shotgun drop back football. It's the same thing that's going on in Green Bay. And here's the hesitation I have with Tampa Bay when it comes to it. I've asked you to do this for 3 years. For 3 years, I've asked you to transition this offense into this style of offense where you play action pass and it allows Brady protection and you commit 7 guys to do it, and then he's still good enough to throw it wherever he can and or needs to, given the coverage. I don't think you will, though, because you didn't do it 2 years ago when you won the Super Bowl, and you didn't do it last year when you should have. And so while I liked what I saw, I have to see it over and over and over again from this offense. If they do that, then I still believe this division comes down to Week 18 when they go on the road versus Atlanta. If they do that, I believe that they have a chance to win the division, yes. But if we look at them in comparison to Philadelphia, if we look at them in comparison to the way that Minnesota plays, the way that San Francisco plays, the way that the Vikings are playing, and or the Giants, who are going to be in the playoffs, are playing, I don't sit there and say that this is a team that I think can make a lot of noise in the NFC.
I think that you're looking at it from a macro perspective, and you're doing something that's very unfamiliar in terms of what I'm accustomed to seeing from you. What I'm accustomed to seeing from you is something that's a bit more micro, and I don't see that here. I think the Buccaneers have a chance. I'm not saying they're going to win the NFC and get to the Super Bowl, but I think they have a chance. And I think why? Because I'm looking at the competition that they have to go up against. So let's dissect that. First of all, we saw a Tampa Bay Buccaneers team that held the Seattle Seahawks to 39 yards rushing yesterday. Yep. When you neutralize and nullify a running game, just what we talked about Dallas's inability to do, we're talking about Tampa Bay's ability to do. So obviously that goes a long way because you have some teams in the NFC that prefer to run than pass because they think that's the ingredient to success. If you can neutralize that, that goes a long way. Then we have to dissect what's transpiring around the NFC. So we look at Philadelphia. Philadelphia, prosperous. They get out to big leads, right? Then all of a sudden they fold, and then they're undefeated, and we give them major props and a favor right now. The fact of the matter is that's something to pay attention to, okay? So you're going up against Tom Brady. You're going to give him a chance come postseason time. You never know what could happen. You look at Dallas. We just talked about it, okay, with White and Leonard Fournette running the football. Okay, you're going up against Dallas, who you already beat to open the season, and the experience of a Tom Brady that could focus on moving the chains, keeping the defense off the field, et cetera, et cetera. You got those kind of things going on. That could knock you off of Dallas. You're looking at the Giants. It's Daniel Jones. Need I say any more? Yeah, you got Saquon Barkley. Yes, you got a bunch of guys on the team. And they're 7-2. You get the respect. But can they be had? Fine. We'll be happy if they make the playoffs, which we expect them to do. That's what they're. Then you go to Minnesota. That's a different animal because of Justin Jefferson, okay? We get all that. And Dalvin Cook. But Kirk Cousins is a question mark. We look at Green Bay. We don't know if they're going to even make it there. We go to the West, okay? You got Geno Smith and Seattle. They clearly were a better team than Tampa Bay. What happened in Germany in front of 70,000 people, nearly 70,000 people yesterday? We look at San Francisco. They want to run the football, but we got porn star Jimmy that you got to be concerned about. What kind of mess up is he going to commit? Okay, we got that going on. So I'm like, if you scour the NFC, and then you take into account that it's Tom Brady to talk about.
You just listed off the whole NFC.
Yeah. I'm just saying to you, if you scour it, I'm saying to you, you can't summarily dismiss the possibility of Tom Brady because all those teams in the NFC find a way to make it interesting more so than they should.
Yeah, but you banking on it?
No.
Okay, so you're saying there's still games left.
I'm giving them a chance. I'm giving them a chance. Well, first of all, they're going to win the NFC South.
I think that division comes down to
They're going to win the NFC South. No, it's not. They're going to win the NFC South. They're going to win the NFC South. Atlanta ain't going to hang.
They got a one-game lead on Atlanta.
It doesn't matter, and it'll be 3 before the season's over. They're going in the NFC South. They're going to the postseason. Once that happens, things get interesting.
All I know is they ran the ball 44 times and it worked.
For those two teams, again, Green Bay and Tampa, like that's now. I thought Seattle's plan was poor versus them. That's a whole nother conversation. But
okay.
I still don't see. I don't see them intimidating people. I don't think they're more talented than people. And I honestly don't trust that they will commit to that style of play. I haven't seen it for 3 years.
And let's also keep something in mind. Tom Brady looked considerably happier and at ease compared to what he has looked like over the previous month. I mean, things are smoothing its way out. I'll just leave it at that. And when you don't have those kind of distractions anymore, your focus elevates, and so does your performance.
Why you sound like James Earl Jones right now?
I'm just telling you.
Sometimes I wish there was like an eject button for me on the show and I could just go down into the plunge pool. That was one of those moments.
Why? Your focus is considerably
You're embarrassed
better.
by your cup?
No, I love my cup. It's so fitting for me. It's so Mollywood. It's so cute.
I'm glad you said it. I'm glad you said it.
Brianna
See what she called herself? See what she called herself? This is what I deal with. See, this is what I deal with. You just caught her on camera for a change. This is what she is off camera. This is what she is off camera.
I just heard your tea order.
I bought everybody breakfast. I said I wanted a matcha and I'll buy everybody breakfast.
Actually, it was by default. She didn't offer us anything. We took it.
You're getting a blueberry muffin and a vanilla latte. Don't lie to people.
We took it. I'm saying you didn't offer it. I just insisted that she did it.
I literally said get whatever you want.
By the way, your streaks in your hair is very nice. We noticed. So.
Thank you.
Okay. It's very important to her. Last week she was like, "Don't you see it's brown now? It's brown." Okay, that's what she said last week. So I'm just giving her props.
It's my fall hair color. Now I'm embarrassed. Let's go. Coming up, hey Stephen A. How about them Cowboys after a second half collapse versus the Packers? Did the blame fall all on Dak Prescott? Stick around for Stephen A.'s take on that. Or change the channel. Plus, it was a miracle in Buffalo as the Vikings put on a show, but did their performance prove they're a top 3 team in the NFL? Don't go anywhere. I love them.
The new Subway Series menu, the greatest.